got a song stuck in my head. Old 50s Jim Reeves song. Put your sweet lips. Anyway, I already did that on the last video. And now it's time for another reading from Joseph's Fables from the Shave That Beard series. And I shaved it down from all the Grizzly Adams scruffiness that I had before down to one of these pencil thin, silly, manicured, I'm in a Bowie band from the 90s looks. And it's so dorky. On me, it's dorky. Anyway, here we go. Another reading from Joseph's Fables. And I need some water, but I'm not going to get up and get it right now. The Good Preacher and the Forgotten Deed. The preacher left the church at 1 p.m. sharp. He had another house call to make after his regular Sunday sermon. Another man was in need of counseling and requested the preacher man's help. By the time he finished his first appointment, he was on his way to another, and then another after that. Upon returning home after 10, his wife had dinner warming in the oven. A note attached to the refrigerator said, "Good night and sweet dreams." The following morning, preacher man was up by dawn, sitting with his wife, drinking coffee and reading the morning paper. She inquired about his day and was not surprised to hear it was full, as was the rest of the week. There was no their time anymore due to all the attention his parishioners needed. After several years of this lifestyle, one might expect the wife to complain, but she never did, not even once, as the woman grew more secluded than ever. Distance and inner spirit were her salvations, along with her grandchildren. Why resent the kind man? For he was exactly that, a very kind man, needed by all who knew him, except the one person most important in his life. She realized long before he did their marriage came second to everyone else. After all, an entire flock is much more important than the one lone sheep, isn't it? Apparently, in this household, that was the case. It wasn't long before preacher man noticed his wife rarely spoke to him in the mornings. As the days of silence became weeks, the preacher man began to wonder. He decided to engage her more, yet he received little response from his kind wife. He finally asked her if something was wrong. She responded quietly, "No, things are fine, just as they've been all these years." The woman quietly picked up her coffee, kissed her husband on the cheek, and walked to the other room. Preacher man sat motionless for several minutes, wondering what was wrong with her. However, he soon noticed his watch and remembered a problem one of the elders was having. He had to go. The kind preacher finished his coffee and paper, forgetting about the problems facing him in his own home, as he reached for his coat and car keys. Moral: helping solve another person's problems is kind, but not always wise. Know when to grab hold so that you do not create problems of your own. From one problem to the next, read, feel, and learn from Joseph's Fables. And it's nice to help the whole world, but don't forget when you've got a few things in your own household that need tending to. Anyway, have a good one, and I will catch you on the other side with probably less hair than I've got right now. That's some whistling, huh?